Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Rosina Sharon and today we're doing makeup on this very beautiful soul over here. And before we do that, kindly subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll be reading all of them kama kawaida, and if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. With no further ado, let us go straight into the video. So we're going to start off by lining her eyebrows, and to line we're just going to use the Juvias number 3 eye pencil. For oily skin, I would recommend, if you're going to use an eye pencil, just use it for lining only. Do not use an eye pencil to fill in. Use something that is going to mattify and stay put the whole day, because they tend to produce a lot of oil around this area later on in the day, and you don't want her eyebrows looking too shiny along, or rather too oily, along the day. So to fill in, I'm going to use the Maybelline eyebrow gel mascara. At least this one stays put the whole day. And then around the inner corner, I draw hair-like structures. So for oily skin, I would recommend you either use a gel, actually just use gel, or an eyebrow gel mascara to fill in. And then next, to clean her eyebrow, I'm just using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. We're not going to start off directly from the inner corner, because we want that area to look a bit more natural. So starting off around the middle to the outer corner, and then the product remaining on the brush is what we're going to use to clean around the inner corner. And then after that, to clean the upper side of the brow, we're using a foundation. And for her foundation, we're using the Zikel foundation, because it's very, very good for oily skin. It mattifies and it does not look too pale when it mattifies. So after that, we're just going to blend that in before we move on to doing her eyeshadow. So next, we're setting the eyelids using the very same concealer we used to clean her eyebrows first before we start doing the eyeshadow. Because she has hooded eyelids, we're going to focus her first transition just around the outer corner, just lifting that up a bit, so it is just below her eyebrows, because we want to create an illusion of space around her crease region. So most of the focus would be around the outer corner for transition. And then after that, we're just going to blend that in with an earth tone. For us, we use an orange shade. And then after that, we're just going to apply a matte white shade around the crease region from the inner corner, that is, using a fluffy brush. And then after that, we're just going to apply a bit of a very, very tiny glitter. They're not the chunky glitters. This is a very, very smooth glitters. You can get them from Maybelline. And then after that, we're just going to draw an eyeliner as close to her natural lash line as possible, because again, she has hooded eyelids. We don't want to do something thick around the eyeliner. And then next, we're just going to apply falsies. And we're not going to use the very dramatic falsies for her. And then after that, we're going to apply cream eyeliner on her waterline. Kindly use an eyeliner that is a smudge proof. Make sure the eyeliner is smudge proof, sorry. And then now when we're done with the eye makeup, we're moving on to the face, starting off with the ordinary hyaluronic acid. And we're going just to massage that onto her skin, allow it to set off first completely before we move on to moisturizer. And then next, to moisturize, we're using the Cerave AM moisturizer. And please, if you have oily skin, avoid oil-based moisturizers. Oil-based moisturizers are a no-no for oily skin. Avoid such kinds of moisturizers. And then after the moisturizer has set in, for her primer, we're using the Becca primer. And for this, we're just going to tap it in and blend it in immediately. For Becca primer, please avoid just applying the primer all over her face before you come back to blend, because Becca primer dries out very, very quickly. So blend it in immediately. Use little product, keep blending it in until it is all blended in, otherwise it's going to leave a huge crust, white crust on the face. So be very careful while you're using Becca primer. It is amazing for very oily skin, but be careful when you're using it. And then Another technique I use for oily skin is apply powder just immediately after we're done applying the primer. We just apply a bit of powder on her face just to, you know, tone down on any other places where there is, you know, oil before we move on to foundation. And for her, we're going to start off with a color corrector on her face first, just to seal off the dark marks left, you know, by her acne on her skin. And please use very little amounts of color correctors and blend it in completely first before you move on to start doing a foundation. And then after that is done, we're going to move on to foundation. We're using the Zikel foundation for her because she has oily skin. And for oily skin, make sure you use a mattifying foundation, a matte foundation, okay, not dewy, matte foundations for oily skin. And blend, blend, blend. Again, avoid applying the foundation all over the face first before you come back to blend in, because they dry out quick. You might come back and find one place of the, you know, where you applied foundation has already started drying out, and when you start blending that in, it leaves the skin a little patchy. So blend in as you go. And then on the forehead, start off by blending just above the eyebrows, going up so you avoid using too much foundation on the hairline. And then we're going to use a cream blush just on the higher points of our cheeks. For her, we're not going to use too much, just a tiny bit of it. And then next to highlight, we're using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. For oily skin, I honestly do not recommend you use a Girl Pro concealer. They are very good concealers, yes, but not very suitable for oily. I would recommend you use the Maybelline Fit Me if you're going for something affordable, because they are very mattifying, the Maybelline Fit Me concealers. So another trick when you have done, like, say, quote-unquote makeup mistakes, if you have used a very bright concealer on someone or yourself and you want to tone it down, apply finishing powder that almost matches your skin tone on top of it, so it tones down on the brightness. It works like magic, especially when you're working on clients and the lighting is not good. Sometimes you might mess up. So to tone down on the whiteness, apply finishing powder that is close to her skin tone. Maybelline Fit Me finishing powders work like magic. And then now you can do setting powder on top of the areas where you highlighted using the concealer. So next, we're just going to add a bronzer around the high points of her cheeks. For her, we're not doing the harsh contour. And then we're going to contour the forehead. And for this, we're using the Zikel contour and blush palette, the powder contour. And then next, we're going to contour her nose. For oily skin tones, I honestly do not recommend that you use cream contour, because most of these cream contours do not even mattify per se, so they're going to look shiny in a while. So please do powder contour instead of you know. And then we're just going to set using for her, we use the e.l.f. matte setting spray. For oily skin, I use matte setting spray. And then for highlighter, we just use Juvias. And here, it was raining like crazy, so my lighting just went off. I don't know, it was just fluctuating. So I'm sorry about the lighting on this. And then for her lips, we're just going to do a nude lip, because her eyeshadow is already, you know, popping. And here's our models before. And I did use a finishing powder. I'm sorry I lost footage for the finishing powder. I don't know what happened. But I did use a finishing powder after, you know, I was done. And yeah, after, I'm sorry about the lighting again. The lighting kept just fluctuating because, you know, it was raining hard. And we did not have electricity. Sorry about that. And here's the models after. She looks amazing. I love how this whole look turned out. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I hope you have learned something from this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye.